many times you'll hear the men blame the women blame the men as to why the relationship didn't work. But if you've been following me for a while, you know I'm all about accountability. I'm all about getting to the root causes as to why we choose toxic or dysfunctional relationships. If this is your first time here, I welcome you. Please like, share, and subscribe. So today I want to talk about 4 reasons we shouldn't blame that other person and we should take accountability. Let's take a look at number 1. And by the way, hold on for number 4 because number 4 is huge. But number 1 is red flags. The red flags we chose to ignore. And I say it like that because if you look back and you're honest, you can see that there was something that person said or did. There was some red flag, but we either dismissed it, ignored it, or how about this one, ladies, tried to justify it. And I'm sure men can attest to this too. Put the comments below. I just see that more women compromise in this area. So my main focus is usually towards women, but I know that you men can also relate. Please comment. But the first one, yes, is red flags. We choose to ignore those red flags for whatever reason and go off into this kind of fantasy, and I know because I've done it, as to what we want that person to be, ignoring the red flags. So that's number 1. Number 2, boundaries. We want certain things, but for whatever reason we didn't set a standard or a boundary. So it's not that person's fault if you left the door open. It's not that person's fault if you didn't set that standard for them to abide by. So that's number 2. Number 3 is we kept coming back. We kept coming back. So when you keep coming back, it sends a clear signal to that other person that, oh, yeah, I know what she said or what he said about not coming, and they left, but it's the 5th time they've done that. So they're going to keep coming back, and they don't take you seriously because you're not, sticking by your word. You're repeating the cycle. You're coming back. So they're going to keep doing the dance, right? If you will. They're going to, oh, okay, yeah, she does this, I do that. We go through this, she'll get angry, she'll argue, he'll get up, whatever. And then we end up getting back. We go through this process, this cycle. But so that's number 3. Number 4, I told you was huge, and I know it was huge for me. You knew from the beginning that you weren't in alignment. You knew from the beginning that they weren't going to be what you wanted and needed. How do you know? Because they shared it with you, right? You had this conversation to where they were like, yeah, I know where you're going. I know that you're following, for example, the things of the Lord, but not so much for me. I'm good. Whatever that may be for you, you knew that you weren't in alignment. Maybe they're like, oh, yeah, I just want to date and see where it goes. And you're like, well, no, I want marriage. Or maybe they're the type where they're living a certain lifestyle. And you're like, yeah, no, not so far. So you knew it, but you still continued in it. It kind of ties into the red flags. But again, we know we're not in alignment or in purpose. Purpose is huge. You may be going a certain way in your life or where the Lord is leading you. And they told you and showed you they're not going that way, but you continued anyway. So again, that one was huge for me because it's like they told you. They not only showed you, but they told you out of their mouth, hey, I'm not going to be this person you want and need. And for whatever reason, you need to look at that. For whatever reason, you allowed it and accepted it. So yeah, those are the 4. There are many more. Comment if you have any more that you've seen. But for me, those are 4 that were huge as to why I allowed certain things. And I had to stop blaming that other person and take accountability. Because again, that person has moved on. And you are still blaming them or angry, really with yourself. You really need to forgive yourself. And I know because I've been there. But that's all I have for today. Let me know what you think. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. Share with somebody that you think may need to hear this. But let me know what you think. This is Mari.